Lively, I'm feeling live. I must be live. Okay, I wasn't going to do a stream today, but I decided to do so anyway. It's about a topic that I can't remember where I heard it, but I think it's actually a term that's used in the movies industry. You know, when it comes to a certain actor, you know, that you get an actor, let's say a comedian, and this actor is put into one particular role, you know, comedy, because he's a comedian, okay, and he stays in that for a very, very long time, and then he decides to change the type of movie that he's in. He goes from comedy to, say, horror, and well, everybody knows the actor is a comedian, and when he doesn't start saying the usual funny stuff, okay, that's what is known as stereotyping. Okay, they expect just one thing from that actor, and that's comedy. Okay, well, it's basically the same thing when it comes to paranormal. You know, now when it comes to paranormal stereotyping, okay, it basically falls into two categories. Okay, a location and a person. Okay, now I guess you remember years ago, I don't know if that was in the newspapers or on TV, where it was, where it was always stereotyped that, especially when it came to psychics, especially last century, and that when it was so popular to see, especially a part of a wagon train of a, say, a mobile circus or whatever, and they'd have the fortune teller lady, and it was usually a gypsy lady with a whole garb and everything, and that crystal ball and tea leaves and all that stuff. And she was only expected just to do one job, and that was basically fortune telling. Okay. And a lot of the times, these people it was all a show. Okay. This lady was told to do the things that she did. Okay. So basically, from my research, she was fake. But because that kind of thing became so popular, because you see back then, and then when it came to the fortune telling stuff, it was basically for entertainment, okay? And that's basically all people would accept it for, okay? Is a psychic was part of a traveling show, and with a crystal ball, and her name was usually Madame something, okay? Well, that's how I think the stereotype began, and that, of course, nowadays, you know, psychic readers and palmists and all that stuff, you find them everywhere, you know. We have one in Streetsville that does psychic readings. But the funny part is that when it comes to the kind of advertising that they use, hasn't really changed that much. Of course, a lot of people think that that's all psychics do, is just do readings and stuff like that, and that. Where in actual fact, a lot of psychics that I know, they wear multiple hats. Okay, they don't do it. I go. Hey, Tasha, and you see, and I see a lot of these a lot of these psychics that were, say, back in the Victorian period, when they're part of the wagon train and they're Madame whatever, you know, I kind of found they kind of gave psychics a kind of a bad name, you know, because back then it was for entertainment. Nowadays, it's more for reassurance, and now, of course, nowadays I know, like I said, I know many psychics that sure they do readings, plus they do other things as well. You know, they're not just stereotyped just to one item or one service. Okay, they got multiple services. Okay, Like, I know 3 people right now that they're all 3 of them are psychics. Okay, there's Derek, Nikki, and Tasha. Okay, all 3 of them are very gifted. Okay, but readings isn't or stuff to do with that. That's not the only thing that they do. You know, like I'm glad they're not stereotyped. Okay, because like Derek, he does his readings, he does paranormal investigations, plus he has a full-time job. Okay, he has many hats, just like Nikki's still medium. Okay, he's an empath medium plus a psychic, and that plus he's a Reiki master. Okay, and he does a lot of healing to a lot of people. Plus, he goes out with investigation teams to help out at a location. Okay, so he's got multiple hats. And Tasha, and then she's a Reiki practitioner, and that sure she does psychic work, with a crystal ball and stuff like that. I've seen it, and that she's very good at it, and that plus she goes out with teams, and that she uses her gifts, for to help out a team to get answers, or to link with the spirit. So she's got multiple hats. So basically, these people, I'm glad they're not stereotyped. Okay, and if anybody said, "Oh, they're all stereotyped," and then a person that's stereotyped is forced to wear only one hat. My friends, they wear multiple hats, and as far as I'm concerned, a medium that does more than one task, to me, is gifted in many ways. And also, Tasha also does as well, like dream catchers and stuff. That helps people, in different ways. Plus, the stuff that she makes is absolutely beautiful. You should check out her page, but I'll put a link in the description below for her page of her crafts. Okay, and or even a New Year's thing, or a birthday present for someone. Just think of a special anniversary. Try to think of an event, an anniversary of some kind, or birthday, whatever it is. Okay, and this way you can order something from Tasha, and the person receiving it, and that will have something beautiful to hang up, and it will have multiple benefits, especially when it comes to when being a dream catcher, it's supposed to filter out negative dreams, negative energy, and that. So basically, it's a win-win. So, like I said, Tasha's definitely not stereotyped. And she's got multiple gifts, and I try to encourage all 3 of them as much as I possibly can to keep on fighting the good fight. Even though the stuff going on around us, gone completely crackers. and now another area, this part, I find the most comical, is another area that is stereotyped, that are locations. I find that to be the most comical. Okay, because if you ever saw an advertisement for a movie or something like that, or an advertisement of some kind, and you see this eerie old house, or it's usually a mansion or a manor house or a castle, or whatever it is, and that it's an old abandoned, castle with bats flying around or crows or whatever, and that people stereotype that location as okay, that's haunted, and that's the it's been stereotyped that that's the almost symbol of a haunted house. Okay, it's been stereotyped that way. Okay, then like they can you can walk up to an old abandoned house or a mansion, whatever, and you say it's haunted. How do you know it's haunted? And that there might be activity, or there might not be activity. And if there is, it's either part of the building or part of the land. But the one thing, I've done this to a few people, and I find this, sometimes they don't know what to say. And that is, okay, forget about the old house for a minute. Let's try something different, like a new house or a newer house. Let's say it's a house that's, say, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 years old, or even younger. Okay. Now, when I say that newer house, would you say that is haunted? And a lot of people said to me, nah, it's too young to be haunted. But you don't know the history behind it. You don't know if there's anything attached to the building or attached to the land. You just automatically assume, newer house, not haunted. It's too young. You see, it's easy to stereotype a new house. You see, you find a house that's relatively new and go, nah. The house is too young to be haunted. Yeah, the older house, you go, definitely haunted, definitely. And that I've seen a few really old houses that the only spooky thing about them is that you go inside and it makes a lot of clicking noise. Well, the house is falling apart. The wood is deteriorating. Like, what do you expect? But it's funny that on some of the advertisements, and that either they use bats or crows or hawks or whatever flying around, and that usually bats, and also people have said, I wonder if that's the house that Dracula occupied. And I thought, what? This house is in America, or this house is in the UK. Do you know where Dracula is even from? And that, never heard of Romania? And his real name, I believe, is Vlad the Impaler. This is going back centuries. And come on. But yet, it's stereotyped as, that's an old abandoned castle. Dracula lived there. You got bats flying around. It's definitely haunted. I guess it's the perfect prop for a horror movie. Whatever. But the interesting part is that a lot of people, they think, if it's a haunted house, you've definitely got to have bats. And I thought, why bats? And then, apparently in some cultures, and that bats are supposed to be the symbol, just like crows, that or even a raven, and that they're supposed to be the symbols or the symbolic part of someone that just died or death, and just like over I've seen lots of locations over in the UK where people have heard them in the background, different kind of birds. And I don't know if they're ravens or crows or what they were, but they're flying around and that. Well, that's part of that's part of their nature. Okay, they're warning other birds. I'm not really sure, and that about food or about intruders. But when it comes to bats, on the other hand, and that the research that I've done on them is basically it's usually in an older house that has the loft or the attic, and that's the area that they go into because it's the right climate, right humidity. Okay, they go in there to hibernate, and as part of their breeding cycle, and they can go in there for months at a time, and the funny part is that it is true that they do sleep upside down. That's part of their makeup, and that's why vampires and Draculas and stuff like that sleep upside down. It's all part of the stereotyping, and But luckily, in some country, I forget which country it is, but bats are highly protected because they're so rare that they become extinct, and that, and but yet they're still stereotyped to be part of a haunted house. Yet the only reason why they're in there is to have part of their life cycle, the brain cycle. It has nothing to do with the history of the house. Right? Come on. But yet they, that's the reason why they're so protected. In fact, did you know? Okay, this is I don't know if this is in the UK or the United States. Did you know that if you bought a house and you wanted to renovate it, okay, and there are bats in the attic space area, did you know that's against the law to disturb them or to harm them until they willingly leave for a while? That's when you can do the renovations and stuff. But the area where they live, you're not allowed to touch. That has to remain theirs, not yours. So if you got bats living with you, and it's almost like a two-tenant. Okay, the bats are protected. You can't touch their part of the building unless it's structurally unsafe. Then you can repair it with the approval of the council that protects them, and then you can renovate the rest of the house. And that I learned from a TV show a while back. So yes, bats are protected, and but when it comes to the stereotyping of things being part of a haunted house, come on, people, give me a break. Sure, it's a funny story, but that's basically all it is. And so the stereotyping about old locations and new locations, and sure, you come across a house that's relatively young, and you think there's no way that place could be haunted. Hey, Tinker, and before you say it's haunted, you better check to see check out the history of the house and then check out the history of the land, and that'll give you a better idea of whether or not it's haunted. Okay, if there is activity, and I can't guarantee, but I could strongly assume the activity would be part of the land because you got more history. Where it comes to that big mansion with the bath and the belfry and all that stuff, and there's more history, more people have lived there, probably people have died in there. So yes, there's a good chance there could be activity in the house. And yeah, there could be good possibility that there's activity with the land, with the history of the land, and that. But yeah. Oh yeah! Oh man, that'd be beautiful. Oh yeah. That's one thing I love about Tasha and Derek, and that is they have dolls, and they have some really amazing dolls, and very, very active, and I just for the record, my wife does have dolls from her childhood. I already checked them, and there's no attachments, no spirits attached to them. She was kind of relieved to hear that. I got that confirmed from my guide. That nope, those dolls, nope, nothing in them except what the doll's made of. No spirit attachments. I go, oh, that's good. But yeah, please, Tasha, please, yes, that'd be amazing. You see, I'm glad Tasha's not stereotyped. See, like I said, she's got many hats, and including a passion for haunted dolls, just like Derek. And I think things couldn't get better than that. And so, but yeah. Anyway, I wanted, like I said, I wanted to do a brief stream on how different things are stereotyped, and I just want to let you know that the people that do the stereotyping is usually people that are part of the movies or advertising or stuff like that. I'd say I want to set this record, set record straight. You know, haunted house, sure, but it's not like the kind of uh, mansions you see in the movies. Like, come on, you know? Oh, and if you ever get a chance to, the original movie, Dracula, with Bela Lugosi as Dracula, okay, you'll see the type of manor house or mansion, whatever it is, that he lives in, okay? That'll give you kind of an idea of the kind of mansion that I'm kind of referring to. Like, this place is very gothic. Now, what year it was made, I'm not sure, probably the 1930s and that, but, oh, cool. I'm on a hunt for a haunted bear in the box. Cool. Hey, more the merrier. That'd be pretty amazing. Hey, hey, start a new haunted animal kingdom. Yeah. That'd be pretty amazing. And that's but yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch that movie with Bela Lugosi as original Dracula, and that and I remember him going, I bid you greetings. I'm taking care of my children of the night and all that stuff. And I saw the staircase that he was on and the pillars and everything, and I thought they couldn't get any more gothic than that. I thought, come on, people. You know, like I said, it's a great horror movie. You know, but when it comes to anything being haunted, come on. You know, that's that's just crazy. You know, but anyway, this will be the last stream I do until next week. Next week I'm only doing two, and I can't believe this week I actually did four streams, which is I think a new record. But I don't care. I enjoy it. But with next week being Christmas and that, like I said, I'm just going to do the two streams next week on, I believe, Monday and Wednesday, I think. And if not, I'll post it in the group about that. But anyway, people, like I said, I just wanted to do a quick stream of that. This is an idea I got from my guide, and I thought, I'm going to do it today. You know, give some people, give some people some entertainment, you know, considering all the crap that's going on outside. You know, and you know, like, it helps boost my morale too, kind of. So, anyway, people, yeah, so, oh, yeah. Yeah, Tasha, when it comes to that haunted stuff, my motto is more the merrier. That'd be pretty amazing. So, anyway, people, I am going to skedaddle, so wish you a very happy weekend, and stay safe. Hope everybody's doing well. If you like this stream, please share, like, and subscribe. And that I'll post this in the groups, as well as what I might do is, because now I'm not sure which group I'm going to post this in, and that or even if I will, but it'll be in the SWYPT, it'll be in the White Rose groups, and I'll also add it to my profile. And that so. Anyway, people, I'll do another stream on Monday. And that so. Once again, Tinker and Tasha, you're real champions. Thanks so much for joining me. You know, you're still and are totally amazing. I love the both of you to bits. And that. And to everybody else, okay, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. And that. And I'll see you all on Monday. And I'll do the stream between 5 and 6 o'clock UK time, which is around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock p.m. my time. And that. So, anyway, people, and that, God bless and love and light. Boop. Bang.